Better face.
Live.
Hello, good evening and welcome back to the Dorset Senior Cup here at Tattenham. Portland United leading by 1 in this one, but still 45 minutes to play. Now I've been joined by a very special guest of George Fullerton. George, it's been a while.
It has been a while. I feel like I've not commentated since the start of the season. I had a good little run, didn't I, Connor, and then got relegated to tweeting duties. But to be fair, it's been great. It's been lovely being back. And really looking forward to the second half, because I thought the first half was brilliant, watching in the shed. Absolutely brilliant.
I've got to say, George, we came into this game probably as not the favourites in this one. Portland, the young Dolphins out there have almost proved the doubters wrong today, because they have been superb, haven't they?
Yeah, and actually really impressed with the number of people that have come down today as well. I think, Connor, you were just saying about 250 or so have come out on this horrendous evening. You know, the wind is blowing pretty strong and also the rain's chucking down, but there's a good following in the stands, in the shed, and to be fair, I think they'll be pretty impressed with what they've seen so far. These young lads have not looked out of place whatsoever. I felt like, Connor, we were actually the better team in the first half, and it's always the way, isn't it? That little sucker punch from maybe a more experienced outfit, putting the ball in the back of the net, sometimes takes an experienced head, doesn't it? But yeah, it was a killer blow. It really did feel like we deserved more out of the
I think so. It's just that spell, George, when they just...
Oh, Connor, your voice has changed.
It's dropped. Oh, looks like a substitution.
Yeah, got AO coming on. So yeah, it looks like we've got AO coming on, the number 11 for Poole. But also, we've got the number 8, Ollie White, coming on for Poole Town. A couple of changes on the halfway mark for the Dolphins. And it looks like it will be the young lads coming on now. Good to see AO playing, to be fair. Obviously AO's not had a massive amount of minutes so far this season for Poole. Getting back to fitness, good to see him on the pitch amongst our under-23s players. Chris Campbell meant to be amongst the bench as well. It'd be nice to see him come on in the second half.
Chris Campbell's coming on.
Not just yet, Lewis.
Oh, not yet.
He's just warming up though. Looks like he's coming down. Oh, here he is coming on. Good to see.
Lisa Cox. There's Chris Campbell.
There we have it. Chris Campbell coming on. And it'll be the number 10 for the Dolphins, Archie Pollard. To be fair, I thought Archie Pollard had a good first half. Looked pretty sprightly. He'll be a bit gutted coming off. But I guess when you've got Chris Campbell and AO on the bench to come on, some quality and some experience from the first team.
I think they can be proud, George, that first half. She got it. We zoomed in. She got it. We zoomed in, John. She got a big moment. Her 5 minutes of fame, George.
Oh yeah, Lisa's had her moment there for her contribution as our
I think
never wavering secretary.
George, I think you'd be disappointed to come off at half time, but they'd be proud of that first half. I thought it was brilliant. Committed sliding tackles.
Oh yeah, love some big challenges on a wet day. It's good to see players just sliding in, no fear. And we're just about to kick off for the second half now. And it's the number 9 for Poole Town, Martin Weidenhoff, who I thought looked pretty sharp on the edge of the box. Had a couple of good touches. Looks like quite a decent figure for a young lad as well. Looks like he's got something about him. As we kick off here for the second half, and Poole go long into that wind, the rain pouring down at Tattenham. Poole shooting in their red and white stripes from my right to left. Portland looking to build on their lead.
Chris Campbell now obviously coming on at half-time with AO2 down this left-hand side. This is definitely an exciting change to come onto the field. Chris Campbell and AO coming on in the Dorset Senior Cup alongside these under-23 players. What do you think these under-23 players can learn from Chris Campbell and AO?
I think it's just a little bit of composure in the final third. That's something we were lacking. Obviously Scott Rowles hit the post with a really good effort and the free kick in front of the shed.
Chance now for Portland from the edge, and it's over the bar onto the SWRIC boarding behind the goal, but early chance there for Portland at the start of this second half, and we just need to be careful that we don't lapse in concentration at the start of the half and we stay composed and have another 45 minutes that the boys can be proud of out there.
Yeah, well, they'll definitely be really proud of that first half, because obviously Portland, decent side, 9th in the table in the Wessex Premier League at the moment, so they're no slouches. And coming up against our young players, they might have expected to have maybe a 2 or 3 goal lead, but hasn't gone that way. We actually looked, I thought, the better side first half.
Chris Campbell battling away down that right-hand side there. It's launched long, and Poole needs to be careful with the back now as it was over the top, and Portland coming forward down this right-hand side now through their number 7, Ewan Joyce, into the area. Really good defending by Scott Rouse back there, although still alive here for Portland. Chance in the area, and there's Portland's second in this one as they make it 2-0.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of clinicality, isn't it? It's so tough there. As the ball comes down the right-hand side, the wind really pushing Portland on. I think in the first half, the wind did make a difference for Poole. And, maybe now we're going to see Portland having a little bit more luck. But, yeah, that really tough moment for the defenders there. A couple of challenges come in, don't quite get the rub of the green there, and it ricochets forward, and the Portland player finishes with ease past the goalkeeper. And 2-0, and a disappointing start to the second half, but hopefully they can keep their heads up, and with a couple of quality experienced first team players coming on, Connor, they should be in a good position.
It was a really spirited first half from the Dolphins, but it's Portland who struck first in the second as they lead this one by 2-0 now. Chris Campbell needs to be careful here. Plays it to the right-hand side, and it's a good ball in behind onto the number 17, Robbie Jenkins. Tries to play the ball in behind. That will go all the way through to the Portland goalkeeper. I believe that may be Harry Foden in goal now for Portland, by the looks of it. Obviously an ex-Dolphin himself.
Harry, and I think it was his brother Jack possibly as well. Both played for Poole. So it's nice to see him again, obviously doing well at a good level of football, playing in the Wessex Premier League. We've had so many young players over the past, but I do think, looking at this crop of young players, we've got a really good bunch here, Connor. I know they're obviously managed by Juan, our under-23s coach and manager, who's obviously got I believe a pro licence in Spain, which is quite an interesting statistic, isn't it? When you think that in England he's essentially got no qualifications, but over there he could manage Real Madrid for all he wants.
I think what I said to Ollie in the first half as well is what we've got to remember is this is the first season of the 23s. I'm going to pause quickly while Portland do come forward down that left-hand side. Set back to Stuttle, ball into the area. Good defending back there by the Dolphins as number 8 leaps into it. That's Ollie White. He also came on at half-time alongside Ao and Chris Campbell. Portland with the ball down that left-hand side. It's a good ball into their number 12, Hayden Scott. Another substitution at half-time, and it's into the side netting there. Another chance for Portland into the side netting. I think it's gone behind for a corner though, George.
Yeah, it was a good little foot in there, wasn't it? Good effort on that left-hand side, struck with some real venom, but good deflection to go out for a corner. And now, as I say, with the wind on their side, Portland are going to look to add to their lead. 2-0 at the moment to Portland, but Poole have shown promise in the first half, and with Chris Campbell and Ao on the field, hopefully we can fight back against the wind and get something from the second half.
Ball whipped into the box once again, and it's headed just behind. It goes behind for a goal kick. It's been all Portland at the start of the second half, which I don't think is a fair reflection based off the first half of this game, because it was very even, and you even said off camera at half-time that Poole were probably the better team in the first half, in all honesty.
Yeah, I do think the elements do play a big part on a day like today. It's so hard to play the football against such a strong bit of wind, but they've definitely done themselves a real credit so far. I just really hope that the lads can get themselves a goal, and it'll be an amazing feeling for them at Tattenham to perform in front of a good crowd as well, and get a goal in front of the fans.
Ollie White doing really well there. On to Theo Day now, and he skipped round his man with ease. Still coming forward, Theo Day goes into the area, sets it back, and both sides still battling away, and Portland are the ones who've come away with the ball, and it's a good ball in behind, but well intercepted back there. And now Poole can come again through Scott Rouse this time. Onto Ao, who we haven't seen too much since his introduction, has given the ball away there to their number 2, Jacob Coombs, who's driving forward down that right-hand side. Ao doing well to get back at him. He goes down, and the referee allowing the game to continue, but it's picked up by the number 7, Ewan Joyce. Onto Jacob Coombs. Ball whipped into the air, and it's good defending back there, but falls to Ewan Joyce once again. Chance now for Portland to make it 3. And it's a really good challenge, shot goalwards, and it's a good block too. Onto Ao, and now Poole can break. Ao just choosing to slow the game down a little bit there, and sets it back to Scott Rouse. It's good composed defending at the back. Onto number 17 now, Robbie Jenkins. Ball down the right-hand side. Martin Vajdnov. We mentioned that this is a new side out there today, but we do have some players who have been at the club for many years. Obviously, Jake Stainer-Reid, brother of Toby Stainer-Reid, the young goalkeeper, on the bench today. Has been with Poole since 6 years old. Chris Campbell showing his showboating tricks down the right-hand side there once again. Still Chris Campbell.
Yeah, it's so good to see those players getting their opportunity in our under-23s. We've got a good range of ages in this young squad, but yeah, just brilliant for them today to represent the senior team in this competition. And although, you know, some people might not take the Dorset Senior Cup too seriously, it's actually a great chance for these young lads to play against a decent outfit, Portland, in the Wessex Premier League, and obviously to play alongside some good players in Chris Campbell and AO, first team players.
Here is AO now, skipping round one challenge, sets it back into number 19, Dwayne Yaboa. Ball in behind, not a bad ball, flicked on, and it's a good flick round the corner there, almost from the number 8, Ollie White, who's had a great introduction to this game since coming on at half-time. Both sides battling away, falls to Chris Campbell, who we know can be tricky with his footwork, down that right-hand side. On to Scott Rouse, another young Dolphin who joined the club at the age of 10. AO.
And that's the beautiful thing about this, Connor, isn't it? Just stories like that, having a young lad who's played for probably the under-10s, I imagine, that sort of time, under-10, under-11s, and then to go and play for the first team. It's amazing stuff.
Good ball in here, looking for Martin Vajdnov, who has fouled his man, and that will be a free kick now for Portland. Martin Vajdnov up front for the Dolphins today, has scored 9 goals so far this season for the under-23s in 9 appearances. That's not too bad a tally at all.
Yeah, you can see why. I think just from seeing him play tonight against obviously a good outfit, playing against centre halves who are used to playing against, you know, Wessex Premier League standard players, he's definitely looked the part. He definitely looks physical enough. Looks like he's got good footwork on him, but also looks like as he gets older, he's going to get stronger and fitter and better at holding the ball up. But I've been impressed with him. I think Vajdnov looks like a good player for the future, Connor. Be excited to see his progress, and great that he scored so many goals already for the under-23s.
Is Scott Rouse now. He's a natural left back, although can play basically anywhere on the pitch. Ollie White trying to get in front of his man, battling away. It's launched long by Poole, and we need to be careful now to deal with this one at the back. Sam Aldridge does well to deal with it. Launched long, and it's intercepted. It's picked up by Portland in the midfield. Good ball down the right-hand side, looking for their number 9, Ramus Nixon. Goalkeeper plays it long. Scott Rouse getting involved in a challenge there. So it will be a Poole Town throw-in, although the Portland player is still down on the deck. And number 7, Ewan Joyce, who's had a lot of the balls so far today. It will be Scott Rouse to take the throw-in here. Scott is the only player that started today's game which did have first-team experience, obviously coming off the bench against Gosport Borough in the FA Cup and then against Taunton Town in the League 2. What do you think he's learnt this season, being involved in that first-team setup?
Well, I just think being in those training sessions and being in the first team, I just get the atmosphere, being around full-time, you know, well, not full-time, it's part-time senior players at this sort of standard. It's just a huge amount of experience in so many ways. I think he'll be used to being around a group of men in the squad. Also just the standards, the intensity, the pace of it, the technical ability. And you can just see, I think, how much he'll have gained from it, Connor. He just seems to have, you know, that confidence on the ball, looks very composed, looks very calm and balanced, and just a couple of really good passes he's made in the first half, looking down the channel and finding his wing as well. But, you know, that free kick as well, Connor, he struck that really well, and, you know, he was really unlucky to hit the post. I think Scott will have gained so much in so many ways, and he'll be a much better player for the sessions, the training sessions and the match day experiences he's had.
Thrown on the near side, and it's picked up by Robbie Jenkins, who's been dispossessed and does well to get the second bite onto it. To Theo Day. Here's Scott Rouse now. Looking short for AO. This ball goes out of play on the near side. Must be interesting for the likes of Chris Campbell and Ao to come and play against a Portland side which, you know, aren't bad in their own right, but they're not exactly the level that the Poole Town players are maybe used to playing against, and playing with a squad that, well, they've probably never met most of the under-23 squad, in all honesty. So it's an interesting one today, isn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to be professional. You've got to do your job, haven't you? Ao definitely looks like he cares about this game. You know, immediately you can hear him shouting, calling for the ball, expecting high standards of these young lads. And Chris Campbell looking to try and find some space out wide. Had a couple of really good little touches and laying the ball off. Nothing too exciting just yet from the senior players, but it's exciting to see what they can produce, hopefully, in the second half.
Linesman's flag stays down here. It's sent back number 12, Hayden Scott. There's a Portland half-time substitution. Here is Scott once again driving inside now. Could be a chance for Portland. It's ball to the left-hand side. Chris Campbell's got to do his defensive duties now. Ball into the area, and it's just wide of the post. Not a bad idea there from Portland down that left-hand side, and they've had more of the chances in the second half so far.
Yeah, they've definitely started to get a hold of the game, haven't they? Had a few good chances. Poole just sort of struggling to get the ball into the final third, but I mean, when you look at that front three, Ao on the left-hand side, Chris Campbell on the right, and then Videnov in the centre, they've definitely got the ability to get somewhere with it. It's just the wind's really holding the ball up, so they need to keep it on the deck. And I think first half they were really disciplined with their structure and their shape, Connor. You know, defensively looked pretty organised, and on the ball were looking to move the ball into space and play the football well. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like we're a little bit more open in the second half. Defensively, there's a few more gaps opening up. We need to be a bit tighter in that area, perhaps. After a good first half, can't get carried away with it.
Looking to turn his man, really physical game out there, and Poole now breaking down, looking to come forward down the left-hand side. It's not a bad ball, and the referee is going to stop the play and show a yellow card there, I believe.
Yeah, a bit of dissent there after the challenge. I think didn't feel like it was a great challenge on Ao there, but end of the day, Poole Town had the advantage, and they did play on.
I think it may just be a case of such a physical game out there so far that Ao's come into.
Yeah, it's good to see though, Connor, to be fair. I mean, I was anticipating it very much being men against boys in that department, but we've thrown in a few challenges, haven't we? And there's definitely a few of our players do look like men rather than young lads, so it's good to see some physicality in the game.
It's Portland's number 4, Max Fisher, and it's not a bad ball down the right-hand side, looking for Jacob Coombs. Keeps it in play, ball into the air, and it's not a bad ball. Finds the left back at the back post, it's a good shot, and it's off the crossbar and behind for a goal kick. What a chance that was for Portland.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great effort. I mean, the ball whipped in from the right-hand side. Defenders haven't tracked the runner at the far post, and gets a really clean shot away, and the keeper looks to get a touch but doesn't get anything on it, ends up skimming the top of the bar, just kissing the top of the crossbar, and yeah, goes luckily out of play. And it's only 2-0 to Portland. Poole Town will feel if they can get a goal, there's something in this game for them.
I feel like the next goal in this game is decisive, isn't it? Yeah. It will decide the outcome of this fixture. If it is a draw, it does go straight to penalties.
I don't think many people will fancy that, Connor, on a day like today. But I don't want to curse it, but the weather's a little bit better at the moment.
Here's Martin Videnov, good ball in behind, looking for Ao, could be through here, looks to get in front of the goalkeeper, who's done really well there. Really good goalkeeping to come out and command his box there, George.
Yeah, it was really good decision making from the keeper there, because Ao's obviously got a bit about him, a bit of pace, and nips in, and you think he's just going to nip ahead and get the ball, but unfortunately the keeper does really well. Good start position, comes out quickly, claims the ball, holds it well on a wet, slippery pitch, and then, yeah, Portland, unfortunately, are not able to make the most of their move just then.
It will be a throw-in on the far side for Portland. So if you are just joining us here at Tattenham, Portland are currently leading this one by 2-0 as we have hit the hour mark here on a rather wet and cold evening. Lewis, any words so far on the second half?
Just don't concede. Try a bit of magic. I feel like we got it in us.
I certainly hope so. There's still time left in this one, half an hour to play. Ball into the area by Portland, well dealt with back there, and now Poole looking to break forward once again, and Ao and the number 19, Yabo, just not on the same wavelength there so far in today's game. One player that's really caught my eye, especially in the first half, is Theo Day, the fullback in there, the right back, the captain today of this young Poole Town side. He's really impressed me so far.
Yeah, absolutely. He carried the ball really well, really positive player, always looking forward, always trying to exploit space in the final third. Some good balls he's played into the middle of the park, but also looking in the channels as well. He's trying to mix up his passing. It's been really impressed. Actually, to be fair, I also really like the look of number 20, Lucas Saunders. Just really physical, really engaged player, just wanted to get into good areas and make things happen for Poole. But to be fair, there's just so many names that I can list off, Connor. I've been really impressed with them, and it's making me want to come down and try and get down and support the under-23s. I think that's the amazing thing, I guess, for us as a club, Connor. We've got obviously our men's first team doing really well at the moment. We've got a fantastic under-23s group who are doing well as well, and then our women as well flying. Our ladies team are doing well as well in the league after a difficult time last season, doing really well in their division. So yeah, it's a really good time for the club on and off the pitch, and it's just as long as we've got fans that will come down and support all three of our main teams, you would say, as well as all the other brilliant youth teams that Rich Gale and Andy White oversee. It's fantastic time to be at the club.
100%. Poole looking to play it down the left-hand side, misplaced ball there from Scott Rouse.
That reaction says it all, Connor. He's absolutely furious with himself. And those standards, you know, he knows he's better than that, and tough with the elements. But there's been a few times on this left-hand side for Poole where that wicked bit of wind is just taking the ball straight out of play. It's very hard to keep it in play on that side.
Just talking about Scotty there, as you said, George, you can see just how much he cares about Poole Town, a club he's been at since 10 years old.
Well, he'll be desperate, Connor, won't he, to break through and be one of those success stories where a young lad has played since he's 10 years old and then plays in the first team on merit rather than just to be a young body around the squad. You know, we've had a couple of young lads sort of hanging around, Pietro Almeida, who I was disappointed not to be involved tonight.
He's injured.
That's such a shame.
Yeah.
He's a really good player, Pietro, and I know that the under-23s will have a lot from him being on the pitch, but we're really lucky, Connor, that we can integrate these young lads and hopefully over time they will be there and playing based on merit. And I think with Juan obviously leading the under-23s and some of the players we've got here, we've got a good chance of developing our own players and getting them in the first team.
Ball launched long there, looking for Ayo, and it's a tough challenge in the back of him. It's been a good battle so far between Ayo and the Portland number 2, Jacob Coombs. And now Portland coming forward down that right-hand side through Kai Kolkone. Ball in behind, and it's a really good challenge back there. And now Poole looking to break through Dwayne Yaboa. Ayo's making a run down the left-hand side. Dwayne does well to hold on to it and skips around his man with ease and is dragged down to the floor. That's really good footwork there from Dwayne Yaboa.
Brilliant, yeah, and you know what? I wasn't sure what to expect technically from this group, but that little turn there, lovely little drag back turn, just to evade his man and draws the foul, shields the ball well. Been some really promising stuff, Connor, technically and physically from this Poole Town under-23s outfit.
Set back. Poole just looking to keep the ball at the back at the moment. We've got almost 100 people watching along with us today. That's a fantastic number for a game which is regarded more as an under-23 fixture out there at the moment, despite, well, 2 or 3 first-team players being involved, depending whether you count young Scott Rouse.
One thing I would say, Connor, is I'm a little bit surprised we didn't field a strong team for this game, simply because we've obviously not had a game for a little while now, and the likelihood is we're not going to have another first team game until Tuesday, next week, a week today. And you know, there's been a couple of times in the last few seasons where when you have 2 or 3 weeks we haven't had a game, you know, yes, you got fresh legs, bodies back from injuries perhaps, but that sharpness suddenly is lacking. I'm a little bit concerned next Tuesday we might have a tough time if we haven't got the first team players sharp and ready to go, but time will tell. Hopefully it's a risk that pays off, getting fresh legs as opposed to sharp bodies, but I don't know if Pat and Joe have much of a choice at the moment, Connor, with the number of injuries we've had and knocks or players have had to battle on.
Scott Rouse. Here's Rouse once again, still battling away over there. Onto the number 5. Falls out to Jenkins on the edge. Dinked ball in behind, not a bad ball. Onto Ayo now inside the area, pulls it across. It's really good defending. What a great ball behind that was from Robbie Jenkins, though.
Yeah, it was a good decision as well, because it was a really congested area there that I think the defenders were, just getting themselves into a decent shape to not create much opportunity for Poole in terms of finding a pocket of space. But luckily the ball finds its way out to AO, puts a decent ball across, and it's defended well to go out for a corner. And it looks like it'll be Chris Campbell to take it. On this left-hand side, we never know what foot Chris Campbell is.
Chris Campbell
in right-footed.
Takes it short onto Scott Rouse now. Scott takes on his man, skips around with ease, ball into the air, not a bad ball in the shot goalwards, and it's a good ball, falls to the edge. Another shot, and it's a brilliant stop, and it goes behind for a corner. Wow, what a few chances that was.
I mean, just absolute pandemonium, isn't it? AO thinks he scored a really good wicked ball back across, and then I think it was the number 9, wasn't it?
Martin.
Yeah, it was Weidenov who had the effort, and it looked like he was going in the bottom corner, and the keeper just pulls out of hands. Fantastic save against his old club, and you just thought there a goal was coming for Poole. Best chance of the game, I doubt, other than the free kick in the first half from Scott Rolls.
Chris Campbell with another corner here, another chance for us to get the ball into the air. This one goes short again. Back to Chris Campbell in a crossing position, does dink it into the air. Good ball to the back stick, headed away, and it's eventually cleared by Portland. It's been all Poole Town in the last 10 minutes or so. Ball whipped back into the area, another good ball in there, headed out to the edge. Scott Rouse brings it under, looking for Chris Campbell, and it's good composed defending by Portland, who are looking to break now. Down this right-hand side is the... So a really good ball actually into the air, and the goalkeeper does well. Alex Hardy there just to come and claim in his area, and he gets on with the game quickly, and that's one thing I've noticed so far today. It's been a really fast-paced game out there, hasn't it, George?
Yeah, it's definitely been quite an entertaining game. I mean, obviously the weather not making it the most attractive game to come down to in the flesh, but football-wise, I've been really impressed. It's been a far better contest than I thought it might have been. A few predictions before the game of 5 or 6-0 to Portland, but I think the scoreline will feel a little bit unfair at the moment. Ball on the left-hand side now with Poole Town. Goes into the feet of Io. Can't hold the ball well, and it's a free kick conceded by Io there. A bit of a shame, because it was a decent move there. Nice ball into the feet of Io, but a congested area, a little bit of a hospital pass potentially there. And that was from the number 5 for Poole Town.
As there are 20 minutes still to play here at Tattenham. Portland leading by 2 in this one, in this Dorset Senior Cup first round tie. Ball played over the top, and that will go all the way behind for a goal kick. I think today's game, we were always coming into this game saying no matter the result, I think it's a proud moment for the club that these young lads can go out there and represent their team, wear the shirt of Poole Town. And I think they've done us proud so far, George.
100%, and I was thinking this on the drive here, if I was one of these lads and I'd have the opportunity to represent the first team for Poole, for me that would be an incredible achievement. I'd put that down as a huge achievement, and to represent this club, wear the badge, it's an amazing thing. And some of these lads might go on to play at a higher level, some might think this is actually going to be potentially the pinnacle for them, representing the first team of Poole, but whatever happens, fair play to the lads, they've done us proud.
Poole looking for Ao, who's still battling away with his man over there, and has done really well to evade one challenge. Ao sets it to the right hand side, and now onto the number 19. It's a good ball from Dwayne, onto Chris Campbell now. Still Chris Campbell from the edge. Scott Rouse is making a good run if Chris can release the ball onto him. And the referee has pulled it back for a free kick here, George.
Yeah, it's good footwork from Chris Campbell. Just needs to release the ball a little bit quicker. I think that's been one thing we've noticed from him this season for the first team. Just too many moments where he hangs onto the ball a little bit too long, doesn't maybe release it quick enough. Scott Roll's picking up some good space there on that left-hand side. And he's whipped in a couple of good balls today, and with this wind, it's so unpredictable and so hard to defend. Get out wide, put the ball into the mixer, try and pick up those second balls, and we nearly had a goal from that just now, Connor, and unfortunately couldn't find the back of the net after a fantastic save. But yeah, we've got a free kick now though, in a good position that Chris Campbell's just won.
It looks like Chris Campbell will be the one to take him. Martin Weidenov both standing over it. Ao has walked away. Will it be Weidenov or Chris Campbell to take it? It is Martin Weidenov, and it's deflected almost into the path of Theo Day, who's inside the area now. Set back to Robbie Jenkins over there. Back to Theo Day, who's done well to keep it in play. Eventually cleared long by Portland, who could look to break here and now could potentially put the game to bed if they get this right. Coming forward down the left-hand side. Number 9, Ramus Nixon, is making a good run. Here is Nixon, shoots goalwards, and it's a good stop by Alex Hardy in between the sticks. But that's the counter, and that's the danger, isn't it, George?
Yeah, well, in this position now, Portland are just going to look to break when they can, put bodies behind the ball, soak up the pressure, let us come at them, and then, you know, it was a good countering move, and the number 9 there for Portland looked like it was a, you know, bread and butter moment there. Nixon goes through on goal, and good save from Hardy in the end. A strong hand to put it wide for a corner. But yeah, got to be wary of the counter attack, and you know, Portland look like they're definitely going to spring it as much as they can to try and get that elusive third goal to put the game to bed with just under 20 minutes left on the clock.
Ball into the area for Portland's right to the front post, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Not a great corner that, but Poole will be delighted about it. They can get the game going again as they go short from Hardy.
Played along the back for Poole. We do hope everyone watching along from home has enjoyed today's live stream. We did have a few technical issues at the very start, but hopefully everything is running smoothly now. And hopefully you've enjoyed. We did have Ollie Kemp with us on commentary for the first half. Should be dealt with back there, although Portland do well to win it off at number 5. It's not a bad ball in behind too for Ewan Joyce, who gets it across into the air, not really dealt with. It's a brilliant block once again by Theo Day, who saved us in the first half. It's brilliant defending again from him.
Fantastic defending. It just feels like it's a bit of a scramble in the box. The ball comes out after Hardy couldn't get his hands completely on the ball. Luckily makes the block, as it looked like it was a certain open goal. But yeah, if Poole can just, like you said, Connor, get that next goal, get it to 2-1. Could be a bit of late pressure, and maybe a glorious penalty shootout to look forward to.
To be fair, I would love penalties in this sort of weather. It would be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and it's just a bit windy now. It's the rain has gone. I really hope it stays that way. But you know, I actually think, Connor, if the elements had been a bit kinder tonight, it would have been a top game of football. And it has actually still been brilliant. But there's the odd moment here and there where the wind and the rain just kind of ruins things a little bit. But anyway, I won't moan about it too much.
Martin Weidenov goes down, but the referee waving away his appeal. Will be a Portland United throw on the far side. Over 200 people in attendance today here at Tattenham, which is well, fantastic attendance in all honesty. You wouldn't get these sort of attendances in the Wessex League, which Portland United play in. So it's a great day for the club, and I'm sure Portland, as well as the Poole Town players, are enjoying playing in front of this crowd out there.
Yeah, I mean, certainly for those under 23s, in that first half attacking the shed end would have felt like a cup final for them.
Chance now for Portland. It's great footwork onto Nixon, who shoots goalwards and deflects into the hands of Alex Hardy. If you are just joining us, it is still 2-0 to the visitors here at Tattenham. Poole Town trying to play the way out from the back. Do need to be careful when doing that. Just about getting away with it and launching long on this occasion. Looking for AO down this flank here, and Portland players dribbled it out of play. Maybe would have liked to see a little bit more from AO and Chris Campbell in this game. Probably haven't seen them at their best so far today, George.
No, and they've not had a massive amount of opportunities. I think also when you're the sort of, I guess, the senior first team players and you come on, Portland will be well aware of that. They'll know who they are just from looking at them. You know, they'll just think, oh, these lads, you know, they're proper built players, they're first team players, and they're going to have a couple of bodies on them. Chris Campbell and AO, both very good players at Southern Premier League level. Equally, they'll be wanting to stay fit and avoid injuries for the next first team game coming up in a week's time away at Farnham, which is going to be a fantastic contest, I think, Connor, and ultimately one that will probably define just how realistic our promotion charge is.
Well, I think you said that 100% correctly, George. Our next game against Farnham is going to probably be one of our most important games all season, in all honesty. So do make sure you head down to Farnham for that one next Tuesday. Ball into the area by Scott Rouse.